Hello, I'm Fernanda and I'm here to talk to you today about movies. I just love movies, and here in Ireland I found something really cool, which is kind of like all you can eat movies. So you pay like a monthly fee, and it's really fair considering the price of the movie tickets here. And then you can enjoy movies and the theaters as much as you can. So I was able to watch a lot of movies, and so I'm here to talk to you a little bit about those movies, and I even did a little ranking with the ones that I like the most and the least. So I'm gonna start with the ones that I like the least. Um, the least favorite for me from June is The Mummy. I think the movie is too centered in Tom Cruise, and for that reason I kind of lose track of it. Um, Even though they did an amazing makeup job with Aminat, from the flashback in Egypt, from the Mummy version, she looks amazing, so beautiful throughout the whole thing. But Tom Cruise kind of makes everything so awful, which is bad because I really like Brendan Fraser franchise, especially because it has attraction in Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and it was so sad to see the franchise being brought back this way. They could explore much more the other characters. They were so much more interesting, but they decided to go for Tom Cruise because he probably receives the best wages, and they have to make it worth it. So I wish just they could explore Russell Crowe part, which is a character that I'm fascinated with, or Armnet part. She's amazing. The story that they create for her, and that could be much more in the movie, but no, they didn't. So that's why the movie was my least favorite. And then I have Baywatch. I went to watch Baywatch, and it was better than I expected. It's still like not the kind of movie that I go to the cinema, the theater for, but it was better like than average. It kind of reminds me like American Pie, the sense of humor in it, and some jokes just didn't land for me, but I really enjoyed the references to this 90s series, the original Baywatch series. All the cameos, they were like great. I love that David Hasselhoff keychain. That's some awesome thing. And I think The Rock did put a lot of effort on that, and I really appreciate that. But it's just not the movie that would make the top of the list for anyone, because you just could watch it home and not in the movie theaters. I'm more like a blockbuster kind of girl for movie theaters, so for that reason, on top of Baywatch is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm not a big fan of the first one. I guess because I didn't know the comics so well, I couldn't get some references. I couldn't be as excited as people were. But I do love Groot. He's so cute, especially his like small version, the child version of him. It's so cute, so adorable, and I love the makeup. I did a Nebula makeup on a friend of mine, which I loved doing that. And I watched the Instagram for the makeup artists. They put the process for doing makeup for Drax and Nebula, and it was so fun to watch. And seeing that in the movie was great. I know I was a little late to watch that, but because of the whole process to moving to Ireland, I could just watch that in June. That's why it's making the ranking. But I really enjoying that Marvel is like trying to go above and beyond with this superhero movies. The special effects on this movie were amazing, but I think the story, they trying to go after Star-Lord's background, and I don't know if it worked out for me. It's I don't know. I think Marvel lacks good villains, and SDC lacks like more effort on bringing their great superheroes to life. So I don't know. um, it was not my favorite superhero movie of the month. Um, on top of that, I put Transformers the last night because I do love the cars transforming to robots, and I love Bumblebee. It's just my favorite Transformer. And that's it. Transformers is a franchise basically that you just go to the movie theater just to watch in the big screen the robots transforming. And that's great. It's visually amazing. But the storyline, even though they brought like King Arthur, I love King Arthur stories, I love the round table things, references. They brought the story, they tried to fit the Transformers word with a medieval word, and it was interesting, but I think the rest of the movie didn't call my attention as much. I don't know. I still prefer the robot. And then the fourth place, I have Pirates of the Caribbean, That Men Tell No Tales. It so reminds me of the Disney attraction. It's like the first phrase you hear when you enter that. And it's one of my favorite attractions, so I love the movies because of that. I do think that they did a great job bringing back some old characters, the same feels that you have with Black Curse, and because Stranger Tides, I didn't like it as much, but this one I really like it. It was so fun, but I just wish they had explored Salazar a little more because visually he's such an incredible villain, and but the storyline, I don't think they gave him as much space as I think it should be great. Of course, they had to give much more space to Jack Sparrow, but I think if they gave him a little more space, a little more like, I don't know, more like more importance in the story, it would be amazing, because the visuals for that villain is one of my favorites from the whole Pirates of the Caribbean series. It's my favorite. I love them, and I love the story, and I really enjoy it. I'm glad they didn't did something like they did in Stranger Tides. They went back on track for this movie, which is great. Third place I gave to a movie that was a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect it. I saw advertisements and billboards for that, and I thought it was going to be kind of stupid. But Baby Driver was amazing. It was kind of like the Italian Job when you didn't expect it, and it's really a good movie. And so I'm really glad that I went to watch it, because I really like Ansel on the Fault Zone of Stars. He's really good. I hope Hollywood give him lots of great roles because he really deserves it. I think he's one of the great promises of young actors, and I really enjoy it. He does like this character that is a teenager that ended up with being the escape driver for criminals because he did a mistake, and he's a really good driver, but at the same time people don't seem to deal with him properly because he's usually listening to music, and he had an accident when he was a kid. He has to listen to music, The only thing that I didn't like was Jamie Foxx's part. He's a really good actor, but his role on this movie was really tiresome. His part was one of the most boring of the movie, but the rest, I love the twists. I love Tech Space. I love everything about it. The movie, especially the car drives, is like some great stunts on that, and it's really fun. So I totally recommend this movie because I really enjoy it. And for second place, it's the reason that I buy this soft vehicle. I love this cute unicorn, and I just love the minions. They're so cute, and I'm so glad to see them back. Even though I didn't like the Minions movie, I really loved Despicable Me series, and Despicable Me 3 was amazing. It was so fun for both. I think it's a good film for both kids and adults, and so I wasn't expecting it to be so good, but it was, and I love that they brought a villain from the 80s, so the references will please parents and adults everywhere, because it has songs, it has lots of 80s references for TV show, for accessories and everything, toys, and it's really fun. And my favorite part is that Agnes is just so cute, so sweet, and it can't help but falling in love with her all over again. She's my favorite character. I just adore her, and so I love this movie. I don't know if they're gonna do 4, but I was really glad they could make a good story out of third movie. They did like ruin the franchise. They did a great job. So that's my second number. And my first one goes to the amazing Wonder Woman. I was so excited for this movie, and I couldn't wait to watch it, and I'm so glad that they did a great job from beginning to end. They did amazing job in the Amazon island. All the Amazon are gorgeous, and I'm so glad that Chris Pine didn't outshine Gal Gadot. And I'm so glad that finally, after I strike off bad DC movies, we finally had a good one, and especially being Wonder Woman being the good one is really great, because she'll be a role model for many girls in the entire world, and that means a lot. So I was so happy, and it has some really great jokes, especially the one that she rips off the dress because she says the dress is not fitting for fight. That's my favorite. And the one thing that I really like are the fights. They did some great fight scenes in Wonder Woman. I just love that. Especially Wonder Woman being an Amazon. It's great to see the fight scenes. The one thing that I didn't like is the Ares representation. The God of War for me in the mythology has always been so chaotic, and and this movie, his representation is more like an utopia. I didn't like it. It's not something that I really enjoyed. But it's not like they ruin the villain. They just make it different in a way that I'm a big fan of Greek mythology, didn't like. But I believe that most people did enjoy it, because it's a cohesive villain for the role. I still hope they do like Wonder Woman 2 with Cheetah and all the great Wonder Woman villains. Cheetah is my favorite, so that's why I still want her. And I really can't wait to see Wonder Woman Justice League. So that's my ranking. I hope you enjoy. Tell me which movies you watched this month. Which ones did you like? Which ones you didn't like that much? And I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye!